in the morning.
Welcome back to our channel on this beautiful day. We are thrilled to bring you the latest, most explosive updates from Genoa City. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and prepare for a deep dive into the labyrinth of secrets, betrayal, and survival currently gripping our characters. Let us unravel the thrilling young and the restless spoilers that will leave you absolutely breathless. The opulent yet suffocating walls of Dr. Lawrence Markham's fortified home have become the ultimate psychological battleground for Diane Jenkins. For days, Diane has been subjected to a terrifying ordeal, held captive by a man whose clinical credentials mask a deeply perverted and sadistic nature. Initially, Diane's survival instincts urged her to fight, to scream, and to look for a physical escape route from her heavily guarded prison. However, Diane is a seasoned survivor of Genoa City's most vicious wars. She knows that when brute force fails, the mind must become the ultimate weapon. Realizing that Dr. Markham thrives on control and dominance, Diane makes a chillingly calculated decision to change her tactics entirely. She understands that to defeat a narcissist, one must feed his ego until it blinds him. This marks the beginning of one of the most dangerous and masterful, manipulative performances of Diane's life. A high-stakes game of cat and mouse where a single misstep could result in her permanent demise. The tension in the house reaches a fever pitch when Diane subtly begins her new strategy. Observing Dr. Markham, returning from a covert conversation, Diane casually, almost innocently, inquires about who he was speaking to on the phone. The question is a calculated probe, designed to test his reflexes and his willingness to lie to her face. Markham, underestimating the sharp intellect of his captive, smoothly lies, claiming he was simply on the phone, ordering a new prescription of sedatives for her. He believes this lie will assert his dominance and remind her of her helpless, medicated state. Instead, it provides Diane with the exact psychological ammunition she needs. She recognizes the arrogance in his voice, the smug certainty that he has her completely subdued. Diane internalizes this, her mind racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. She knows that if he believes she is broken, he will inevitably let his guard down. The stage is set for a performance worthy of an Oscar, as Diane prepares to use her own fabricated vulnerability as a lethal blade against her captor. In a masterstroke of emotional manipulation, Diane looks deeply into Dr. Markham's eyes and makes a declaration that shakes the very foundation of their twisted dynamic. With tears glistening in her eyes and a voice trembling with manufactured sorrow, Diane announces that she must forget Jack Abbott. For a woman whose entire existence and recent redemption have been anchored by her fierce, enduring love for Jack, this statement is nothing short of a psychological earthquake. She weaves a tragic narrative of a woman who has finally accepted defeat, claiming that Jack's apparent abandonment, orchestrated, of course, by the delusions of Patty Williams, has left her shattered. But Diane does not stop there. She leans into the classic psychiatric phenomenon of transference, pretending to develop profound, romantic feelings for the very therapist who is holding her hostage. She looks at Markham not as a captor, but as a savior, a dark knight who has rescued her from the pain of her past. Dr. Markham's reaction is exactly what Diane meticulously calculated. His clinical hubris and towering vanity render him completely blind to the deception unfolding right in front of him. Rather than recognizing the textbook manipulation of a desperate hostage, Markham's ego inflates to dangerous proportions. He actually admits to Diane that her developing feelings for him might be a good thing, a twisted validation of his own distorted self-worth. Capitalizing on this monumental shift in power, Diane softly asks if they might share an intimate dinner together that evening. To sweeten the trap, she volunteers to cook the meal herself, framing it as a domestic, affectionate gesture of her newfound devotion. Markham, thoroughly intoxicated by the illusion of Diane's submission and his own perceived irresistible charm, eagerly agrees. He believes he has broken the infamous Diane Jenkins and molded her into a compliant, adoring companion. He has no idea that he has just handed her the keys to his own destruction. But here lies the ultimate shocking question that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Is Dr. Markham truly as foolish as he seems, or is he harboring a darker, secondary trap of his own? Could his eager acceptance of Diane's dinner invitation be a test to see how far she will go? The suspense is agonizing as the evening approaches. Every chop of the knife, every simmer of the sauce in Markham's kitchen becomes a symphony of high-stakes tension. Diane moves with the grace of a woman in love, but her eyes dart around the room with the precision of a hawk. She is acutely aware of every exit, every shadow, and, most importantly, the exact location of Dr. Markham's mobile phone. The dinner table is set, the lighting is dimmed, and the atmosphere is thick with a toxic mixture of fabricated romance and lethal intent. Diane pours the wine, her smile radiant, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. She is dancing on the edge of a knife, and the fall would be fatal. As the dinner commences, Diane plays her role to absolute perfection. She hangs on to Markham's every word, laughing at his arrogant anecdotes and validating his twisted worldview. She is the picture of a woman entirely captivated by her host. Markham, reveling in the attention and the excellent meal, relaxes his posture. The clinical, guarded captor melts away, replaced by a man who believes he has conquered a queen. It is in this precise, fleeting moment of Markham's absolute vulnerability that Diane strikes. With a sleight of hand so swift and practiced it would make a seasoned grifter envious, Diane seizes an opportunity when Markham is momentarily distracted, perhaps turning to pour more wine or checking the oven. In a fraction of a second, her fingers graze the cool metal of his smartphone resting on the edge of the table. She slides it smoothly into the folds of her clothing, her expression never wavering, her smile remaining perfectly, terrifyingly intact. The theft is flawless, but the danger has only just begun. Securing the physical device is only the first impossible hurdle. The second is bypassing the digital fortress of Markham's security. Excusing herself to the restroom with a demure apology, Diane locks the door and leans against it, her breath coming in sharp, ragged gasps. She pulls the stolen phone from her pocket, her hands trembling slightly from the sheer adrenaline of the heist. The screen illuminates, demanding a passcode. Diane closes her eyes, forcing her mind to calm, channeling every ounce of psychological profiling she has gathered on this man. She recalls his arrogance, his predictability, his obsession with himself, and his twisted alliance with Patty Williams. She tries a simple combination she observed him tapping earlier. Incorrect. Panic flares in her chest. She tries a second combination, utilizing psychological deduction based on his birth date, June 9th, the Gemini twins, a detail she cleverly extracted from him in a previous conversation. She taps the numbers with agonizing slowness. The screen flashes, the lock icon opens, and Diane is in. She has successfully breached the enemy's stronghold. Time is an absolute luxury Diane does not possess. Every passing second increases the exponential risk of Markham realizing his phone is missing and storming the bathroom door. Her fingers fly across the digital keyboard as she opens the messaging application. She must draft a message that is cryptic enough to evade suspicion if intercepted by Patty or Markham's associates, yet clear enough to convey her desperate peril to the one man who can save her, Jack Abbott. She types out a secret SOS, embedding a private code or a specific, obscure reference that only Jack or their son, Kyle, would immediately recognize and understand. She details a vague but critical clue about her location, hinting at the fortified nature of the house and the identity of her captor. Her heart hammers a frantic beat as she hits the send button, watching the small progress bar shoot across the screen. The message flies into the digital ether, a desperate cry for salvation launched from the depths of hell. But a massive, heart-stopping twist threatens to derail everything. What if the message doesn't go through? What if Markham's house is equipped with a signal jammer, a common feature in the homes of paranoid, high-level criminals? The agonizing seconds stretch into eternity as Diane waits for the delivered receipt. Suddenly, the small text appears beneath the bubble. Delivered. A wave of profound, dizzying relief washes over her but it is instantly crushed by the terrifying reality of her immediate situation. She must now return to the dining room, face the monster who holds her life in his hands, and continue the charade of the adoring captive, as if she hasn't just orchestrated his ultimate downfall. She quickly deletes the message from the sent folder, wipes the phone's surface, and prepares to slip it back into Markham's possession before he even notices it was gone. However, the universe of Genoa City rarely allows for such clean victories. As Diane unlocks the bathroom door and steps back into the dimly lit hallway, the atmosphere in the house has undergone a violent, chilling shift. Doctor. Markham is standing by the dining table, his posture rigid, his hands frantically patting down his pockets. The illusion of the romantic dinner has shattered into a million jagged pieces. Markham's eyes dart around the room, wild and panicked. He realizes his phone, his lifeline to Patty Williams, his control center, his connection to the outside world is missing. The arrogant, composed therapist vanishes, replaced by a frantic, cornered predator. He looks at Diane, his gaze piercing through the dim light, stripping away the fabricated romance of the evening. The realization hits him with the force of a physical blow. He has been played. He has been outsmarted by the very woman he believed he had broken. The fallout is immediate and explosive. Markham closes the distance between them, his facade of civility entirely gone. He demands the phone, his voice a low, dangerous snarl that promises unimaginable violence. Diane, knowing the game is up but refusing to cower, maintains a facade of innocent confusion, though her pulse roars in her ears. Through a forceful confrontation, Markham retrieves the device. His fingers violently swipe across the screen, his panic escalating as he dives into the phone's data. Despite Diane's attempt to delete the sent message, Markham, perhaps utilizing a recently deleted folder or a synced cloud application, discovers the horrific truth. He sees the digital footprint of the SOS message sent directly to Jack Abbott. The blood drains from Markham's face. He is no longer just a captor. He is a hunted man. He realizes that the full, terrifying weight of the Abbott family's wealth, power, and fury is about to descend upon his fortified sanctuary. He must race against time to intercept the fallout, to move Diane, or to prepare for a violent siege. Across town, the atmosphere in the Abbott mansion is equally charged with explosive tension. Jack Abbott, pacing the floors of his ancestral home, feels the vibration of his phone in his pocket. He pulls it out, his eyes scanning the cryptic, urgent text message. For a moment, the world stops spinning. The code, the phrasing, the underlying desperation, it is unmistakably Diane. A surge of pure, unadulterated adrenaline and profound relief floods Jack's system. She is alive. But the relief is instantly overshadowed by the terrifying reality of her situation. Jack immediately summons Kyle, showing him the digital lifeline his mother has managed to cast out. The Abbott men, driven by a fierce, uncompromising love and a burning desire for vengeance, shift instantly into war mode. They analyze the clues Diane managed to embed in the text, cross-referencing locations, and utilizing every resource at their disposal to pinpoint Dr. Markham's exact coordinates. The time for negotiation is over. The time for a violent, decisive rescue has begun. The impending collision between these two desperate forces is set to deliver one of the most unforgettable climaxes in recent daytime television history. On one side, Dr. Lawrence Markham is scrambling, his grand sadistic plans crumbling around him as he desperately tries to cover his tracks, silence Diane, and evade the wrath of the Abbotts. He is a cornered animal, making him infinitely more dangerous and unpredictable. On the other side, Jack and Kyle Abbott are a relentless, unstoppable force of nature, tearing through the night with a singular, burning objective: to breach Markham's walls and bring Diane home. The stakes have never been higher. Will Markham manage to relocate Diane before the Abbotts arrive, plunging her back into the dark abyss of captivity? Or will Jack and Kyle smash through the fortified door